The Western way of life is to pursue illusion into a future that we have come to believe will fulfill us more than what we have here and now. But it is a lie that only the damned follow. Damned in the sense that we are removed from the human experience. Damned because we are torn apart from our families and friends. Damned because the flow of life within us is literally stifled as our attention is torn towards escaping from this unsatisfactory moment. The only moment that we ever have, this ever-present now, is rushed through, economized, sped away, and our attitude towards the meandering paths of life is that of one suddenly halted by a red light, with disdain, resistance, anxiety, and despair. Our body reacts by closing itself, by holding tension in various areas. You may feel it in your throat after speaking harshly to someone. You may feel it in your stomach when you make a mistake and judge the situation or yourself as wrong. You may feel it in your heart as a tightness when someone hurts you emotionally. You may not yet be fully aware of these feelings and sensations. Maybe you haven't been paying attention, but everyone is waking up. The fulfillment you desire will never be attained while grasping for the future, resisting what is, and attaching to ideas of what could be. Ideas are only fulfilling when thought of. What's left when we are not thinking incessantly is sensation, a cool breeze, the scent of flowers, a sudden buzzing by of a bumblebee, the crinkle of paper, the cool sip of water, the feeling of our feet pressed into the ground, the satisfaction of breathing deeply, of feeling the part of your body that aches most and gently twisting or bending or moving into it and around that pain, exploring its depth and breadth, its textures and its edges, breathing relief as it passes and the next most prominent ache arises. This is the yoga of life, the dance of the universe. Thousands of books have been written about this very thing, being present, perhaps the ultimate spiritual practice and path to earthly fulfillment. The human mind does not need a motorboat and a big house and a fast car to be content. These things, once attained, elicit a brief and fleeting enjoyment, as does the act of gloating about one's worth or accomplishments. All new, shiny things fade and dull with time. You will be forever lost and incomplete, so long as you look outside of yourself for fulfillment. The mind tires of new things like a child tires of a new toy, but there is a fullness within, a God-given natural feeling of aliveness that can be tuned into. It is subtle and easily missed by minds that are accustomed to constant noise and stimulation. Like children, we reach for the loudest and shiniest things in the room. That is why it is true that the average man has more in common with a chimpanzee than an enlightened and masterful being. A chimpanzee fucks because it feels the urge, is concerned with attaining territory and food and status, and entertains the same habitual patterns of behavior its entire life. It may not even occur to the animal to look elsewhere for fulfillment, whereas an enlightened master has put an end to all addictive and repetitive pursuits, other than that of realizing God, listening intently to the subtle music of the moment that birthed the entire cosmos and danced all of creation into existence, so that he or she too may be guided by and of service to this intelligent force that created all things, rather than being driven by his stomach or cock or ego. And the way that he or she pursues God is with a determined surrender, a relaxed pursuit, without attachment to any outcome. If you do not believe in God, it is probably because you have not been paying attention, or you have not looked deeply into life, the mechanics of the universe, the improbability of existence. Mathematicians and scientists the world over are finding belief in God due to their exploring of the material universe, because they have looked deeply into it. Yet most people are content to live a life of ignorance, chimpanzee lives, and no greater joy than a full belly or an orgasmic release as a piddly amount of sexual energy topples over its untrained and flimsily maintained threshold of pleasure. Transcendental practices exist in nearly all religions, but they require discipline to delay gratification and endure the pain of breaking away from lifelong ways of behaving that have taken on a momentum of their own, driving us towards grisly, painful ends. The answer is simple: free your mind from itself. Unite awareness with bodily sensation. Feel yourself, for you are alive, and your body is alive because life force flows through it. It flows through all living things in mathematically beautiful and geometrically sacred ways. Google search the flower of life, or the star tetrahedron, the Fibonacci spiral, or the torus. These structures and patterns have been observed in nature and in galaxies, and in the ways that energy flows through systems by science. Pay attention, for you are intelligently designed, and there is a way in to greet your Maker, to invite that power to fulfill you and transform you more fully into the being you have always been meant to be. We are spiritual beings unfolding material wings, star seeds sprouting into physicality, and the only thing that can nurture and heal and fulfill us is our gratitude and love for ourselves in this moment. Because love opens the body and allows energy to flow more freely. Feel it. Play with it. You are pure magic. And the mind will know no greater joy than unraveling its infinitely deep and wide, limitless godlike origins, only to discover it is being welcomed to grow into a timeless ancient oak.